We love Zencaster because it allows us to record the audio for our podcast and create the video segments we use for our weekly Sister Scoop episodes. Zencaster has helped us make content capture simple.
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencaster. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests, and feel a sense of zen knowing Zencaster's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable.
If you've thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. With Zencaster's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast in one place and distribute it to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations.
Just go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code SistersAssembled, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experiences we do for all of our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story.
Katie and I are always hungry, and one snack we both love is beef jerky. That's why we're so excited to tell you about one of our favorite jerky brands, Matt Hat Jerky.
Matt Hat's delicious taste makes it a great snack, and the variety of flavors, including original, black truffle, and my personal favorite, roasted garlic, means there's a flavor for everyone. Plus, it's local to the area where we grew up in, which we just love.
Use the link in the show notes below to get some Matt Hat Jerky for yourself, and make sure to use our coupon code SistersAssembled for 10% off. Hello and welcome to Sisters Assembled, your home for all things MCU. And we're back this week. We took some time off while we were on a very relaxing vacation, though much sunburnt was had, unfortunately, for both of us.
Yeah, we kind of learned our lesson that maybe going down south when we have just come out of, northeastern winter and neither of us have much of a tan on us is not really the best tactic.
Yeah, still peeling, so that's great.
I didn't peel, so a win is a win.
Yeah, no, we're peeling over here, but it was great. Drank some malts, ate lots of good food, spent some time on the beach, read some books, literally prime vacation, so can't complain. But like I said, we're back. And we know you're all probably thinking, all right, cool. So like X-Men is coming out soon. What are they going to talk about? Not X-Men. Sorry, guys. Next week. That's next week. We're going to do predictions. Then we're going to go right into X-Men 97 coverage. It's going to be amazing. And we're going to talk about Spider-Man a couple weeks after that. July is going to be filled. We're going to be having so much fun. But we're actually having a lot of fun now because we have a really exciting announcement, which is that we will be going to San Diego Comic-Con this year. We were fortunate enough to receive press passes from the fantastic organization, so we will be there the whole weekend pretty much covering everything Marvel. So today we're going to talk about what potentially the big Marvel Hall H presentation could look like. There's not really been a lot of conversation about it yet. We're still probably, 5 weeks out from the convention. We don't even have any schedules for the convention yet. That comes out in a couple weeks. So this is purely just speculation and a little bit of kind of what we're hoping to see there as first-time convention goers. But yeah, we're pretty pumped. We are in the process of booking travel, and it's going to be pretty great. I'm really excited.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I don't even have words. Like, this was something, just for reference, guys, like, obviously we're a tiny little podcast, but we love entertaining all of y'all. We love doing it. And every year we kind of just try because we're like, you know what? Maybe. And we every year are just like, but probably not. Like, if we're being honest. So what made the difference this year? Other than all of y'all just being here to support us, we don't know. But we're very excited to go. We've never been to the West Coast either, so that's exciting for us.
Well, you've never been to the West Coast.
Well, I should say we've never been to California. That's true. I still haven't been to the West Coast. But we've never been to California, so we're looking at, forward to just going to San Diego and also seeing some things. I know Taylor was like, maybe we'll have time to, go to a beach.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, why not? Because we literally have never been over there. So we're excited just all around. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be awesome. We're very, very much looking forward to it. And to T's point, there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be happening. We are moving into a very interesting phase of Marvel. And I think there have been some weird roller coaster moments with the Hall H SDCC announcements within the past, I'd say 3-4 years. I think it was last year that they didn't really have any. The year before was the big Doom announcement. So I think kind of going off that process of elimination, I'm feeling like this is a big year probably for Marvel. We're in a huge transitional period moving from the end of phase 6 and the second saga into whatever is to come in the third saga and then phase 7. So I feel like of all the times to be there, I'm hoping now's the time.
Yeah, I honestly, there's like so many things that I think could be part of the Hall H experience this year. I know a lot of people are speculating that it's going to be huge on Doomsday because that's the big movie that's coming out. Obviously, Spider-Man's a little bit of an odd egg in that, you know, Sony kind of owns that as well, and that's also coming out like the following week. So
yeah,
that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I think Doomsday will definitely be a part of it. I'm excited to see like who they bring out on stage for Doomsday. I mean, everybody and their brother and sister and friend is in Doomsday. So
true.
I mean, are we going to be in the same room as Robert Downey Jr. and Pedro Pascal? Am I going to lose consciousness? I hope the answer to both of those is yes and then no, but that's probably yes. So
for the record, I've already told Taylor that if she passes out, I'm leaving her there. So if only one of us makes it back afterwards and that's all you see, just know I left her there. Truly.
All I ask is that you just allow them to leave me in the room. I just want to be in the room where it happens. I don't even need to be conscious. It's fine. But yeah, so I definitely think, you know, we're going to get some of the cast of Doomsday. I hope we'll get to see the Russo brothers. I hope genuinely, you know, again, there's 5 weeks before the convention, but we've still not seen that very elusive CinemaCon trailer that all the folks who were in the room at that time have seen. Maybe we'll get that, and then it releases online, you know, immediately after. That would be incredible. But I know, and Katie, I know you'll feel the same about this. I genuinely hope we get some updates on X-Men.
Yeah.
I think, you know, the rumors are that they're like actively casting right now is what I'm seeing online. So even a baby cast announcement for X-Men would be just like through the roof insane, and to like be there in the moment when they announce that, which has been 2019, 7 years in the making since the acquisition, would just be like craziness. And then the last thing is, I know some people are speculating maybe some reveals about Secret Wars. That could be cool. If they roll out with a live action Miles Morales in this, they won't, but like if they do, I will be on the floor in tears, just shambles. There's so many options. Like I don't actually think they can go wrong. It's just going to be amazing to be there.
I'm more worried about, from my perspective, the X-Men. I actually have had a conversation with one of my friends, and it left me with a very interesting perspective of like, I almost don't want to know anything about Doomsday before Doomsday. And we've reached this threshold where I feel like we're like right there, that like other than the teasers, we don't know anything.
Yeah. And we're 6 months out.
Right. And I'm almost at that point too where I'm like, I almost don't want to see anything regarding it. Like I actually kind of wish now I know they won't, but it would be kind of cool if they kept this pretty under wraps. And like maybe we got small other teasers, but like not even ever a full trailer. I think that'd be kind of interesting. I want the X-Men. That's really all I'm going to tell you I care about. And that is what I want them to be making announcements for. We have a very, very weird looking slate, right? Like it's very empty, but there are things that are like random movie, another random movie. And it's like, cool. What does that look like? What are some of those? Like I'd like to start filling some things in. I also think we're in a weird spot with Marvel television. Because like moving forward, other than the repeat shows, we don't really have shows coming. We obviously are going to have Daredevil again. We're going to have more X-Men 97. We're going to have more. We don't know if we're going to have more of the Spider-Man.
I hope we do. I mean, I hope season 2 is good, and I hope they make that an annual release too.
That's not been one that we've gotten confirmation that we'll get more of. We know we're getting more Wonder Man. Those are really it. Like beyond those, we don't have more shows. Now, I understand there's been a lot of, over time, the complaints of fatigue, and also that some of the shows have been more of a miss than a hit and things of that nature. I'm looking at you, Secret Invasion, just for the record.
Please do not utter that name.
I know. But I'm looking at you.
Buried.
That all being said, we don't really have anything slated for television moving forward either. So I think X-Men related content in general, whether that is television and like movies or not, cool. But like, I also want to know what we're doing with the Marvel TV at this point, because I don't know where that's going past these repeat shows, which again, fine. But I think, you've kind of ingrained in us since 2021 now that we're getting pretty consistently shows, especially shows that kind of do a lot of intros, right? Like we've gotten a lot of characters based off these shows. Obviously Loki wasn't a new character per se, but this was a brand new Loki. So to me, that was like still the equivalent of that. And pretty much most of the shows past the 2021 ones were literally introing us to new characters, which I prefer. I don't need 17 movies to get to the plot of one person. Like I'm okay with it being a show, and then they show up in a movie and I'm like, cool. Like, Miss Marvel, great example. So
Moon Knight is another good one.
Yeah, but he hasn't shown up again.
Oh, true. But it was an intro.
It was an intro, but I was saying like how they intro them and they show up then in a movie. Like Miss Marvel is like the epitome of intro.
Prime example.
Yes.
And a queen, so we love
her. So that being said, like I'm hoping we kind of get a little bit in that direction as well. I just want to start having a slate a little bit more that's not just like, Phil, this is a filler. We think we'll have a movie this date in 2027. We think we'll have a movie this date in 2028. It's like, no, I want to like start understanding. Even if I don't know anything else, start naming them. Give me an X-Men movie. Give me a Gambit movie. Obviously, I'm but like give me like start titling them. Even if they're working titles, I don't care. I don't need to know anything else about them. But I just want to start seeing what like the next 2 years, 3 years at least look like.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I think, honestly, for me, it's like, in terms of what I want to see, I do want to see the trailer. I want to get an exclusive look at the trailer for Doomsday. I'm not going to lie. Like, the FOMO that I had when people were, like, coming out and, like, out of the room and, like, talking and, like, explaining what they saw in this trailer, like, was immense. And now the fact that, like, we might be the people who can give other people FOMO, it just brings me joy. But, so I really want that. But I think for me, the other big thing, and I love that you said this because I wasn't even thinking about it, which is crazy because I'm the planner, but I want the picture. Like, I want Kevin Feige on stage with the timeline that we have gotten so many times. And yeah, the timeline changes. That's fine, Kevin. I'm not saying it's got to be a the general timeline blueprint in stone. Because to your point, like we do have, okay, this date, but we also have movies that are basically confirmed. We know we're getting a Black Panther 3. Ryan Coogler has already talked about working on it. We are fairly certain we're getting a Doctor Strange 3. Fairly certain we're getting a Shang-Chi 2. All of which are extremely highly anticipated films. I mean, Doctor Strange, maybe not. But like the other two, people are clamoring for with good reason. Because, I mean, the Black Panther franchise is amazing. And obviously everybody loves Shang-Chi because it was fantastic.
Correct.
Those are films that we know we're going to get. We know we're getting an X-Men film. We don't know when. But like, just to start, what the heck is happening with Blade? That's another question. Like, there are things
I don't
want
to talk about Blade.
I know, but but like, if you think about it, there are projects that have been living out in the ether. What is Nova? Was that ever supposed to be a movie or a TV show? That was a TV show, wasn't it? At one point. So. Still, there are these projects that were what's the other one? The one with all the guys from Midnight Suns. Okay. Like, that's the other one. Like, there are projects that are rumored to be worked on or that we know via actors have had conversations about with the studio because Oscar Isaac has talked about that in interviews. What is happening with these projects? Like, you have no timeline on them. You have no name on them. Some of them we know the cast because they're, sequels or things like that. But like, what is going on? Like, what? And I get that some of it is these characters are going to be coming out of these big moments, right? Like, we know Simu and Shang-Chi are going to be coming out of Doomsday and likely Secret Wars. So that might affect kind of what his film
give
is.
us dates. That doesn't, to me, mean we can't have dates.
I don't disagree.
Or a vague understanding of where these movies are going to fall after Secret Wars is over.
Yeah. And I genuinely think we're getting it. I really do. I think we're going to get a slate. Because the other thing to think about is we're only getting one movie next year that we know of. Right? We have one confirmed movie for December, and it's June. Are you telling me that they're gonna randomly pull another movie out of their bottom, like, between now and December of next year when they haven't even filmed Secret Wars yet? Like, no, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So we have one film in 2027. I'm expecting them to return to a 2 to 3 film sequence in 2028. And then I think next year they're just going to lean heavily on their annual shows throughout the rest of the year, which is like, it's fine. But I think that they kind of know that, like, they've almost overcorrected in the we're feeding you too much, now we're not feeding you enough. It just needs to be like a regular cadence. We don't need 6 movies a year. We don't need 6 shows a year. 3 movies and 2 to 3, maybe 4 shows split between live action and animation is perfect. That's the sweet spot. I just tell me what those are. Get there and tell me what those are.
That's where I'm at. I just want to kind of start getting it actually put in front of me. And so those are the announcements I'm most looking forward to seeing. Honestly, I don't really even care about casting announcements. I actually just want to know. I think it comes from, we've all been talking about, we are assuming the mutants are next.
Yeah.
A lot of the signs have pointed that way. A lot of comments made have pointed that way. Rumors of castings have pointed that way. So it's kind of like, it's also reached the threshold where I'm like, honestly, after the slight fumble that was the multiverse saga, some of it Marvel, some of it extenuating circumstances, let's go with a different direction. I'm just not sure with what we have right now. Don't get me wrong, I like a lot of the characters. I'm just not sure right now, though, the way that phases 4 through 6 have been done. I'm just not sure we're at a strong enough point to really take that into another saga and have it stand as the main part of the saga versus having it kind of in between some things. To your point, like, we have Black Panther. I almost said Black Widow. I wish. But we have Black Panther 3. We have Shang-Chi 2. Like, these movies that, like, those will still pop up. Fine. But primarily, I want to be seeing the mutants. I want to be seeing these characters. So as far as I'm concerned, cast, whatever. I just want to know that's where we're going. I want to know you've already started actually. I mean, we know there's an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
We're aware.
Jake Schreier's working on it.
Yeah, so literally put it up there. I know you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a weird spot. It's a weird year, but I really think they're going to use SDCC this year to kind of right the ship and give us direction as to what we can expect. Because, you know, I always joke, like, Marvel tells me 4 years in advance when I'm going to the movies, because I very rarely go to the theater to see movies that are not MCU. So for me, I'm like, okay, let me just plan my movie theater going for the next 4 years. But, like, I can't do that past December of next year. So I am excited. I hope that that's what they do. I think they will. I genuinely do. I am hopeful that we'll get, you know, that image of Kevin with the slate behind him. That's my big thing. I think, yeah, to your point, they kind of fumbled. They had a lot of really good characters and they didn't use them effectively in phases 4 through 6. If they're able to find the right stories to tell, to your point, like, not every story that we told, I feel like, well, okay, take this with a little bit of grain of salt, but, like, not every story that we told in phases 1 through 3 was an Avengers story. Like, I'm thinking about the Guardians, for example. Like, yes, they ended up being a part of the culminating experience, and that's fantastic, but it wasn't an Avengers story, and people really liked that. You know, or they liked that franchise and they gravitated towards that franchise, and it was successful. So what I'm trying to say is, I think, echoing your sentiment of, like, you can focus mainly on the X-Men the way they mainly focused on the Avengers, still have a champion series, still have, I would please give Anthony Mackie good writing on a Cap 5. I beg of you, please. Like, that's okay. And, like, we can do that. You know, there's other options to tell these stories. And I still, you can mark me down, whatever you want to say, on this date in June of 2026. If they do not culminate in an Avengers versus X-Men, I don't know what they're doing. Because you literally, for the first time in almost 30 years, have the rights to well, actually, I don't know when they sold, but for the first time in a long, long time, you have the rights on film to all of these characters, or at least the vast majority. So use them, please. Like, that to me, and that way you're still, it is meaningful to be telling those Avengers stories, because you need to further those characters for them to be in certain places for that particular storyline. So that's all I'm going to say for that. I'm excited. This is going to be amazing. I literally don't even know what to expect. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, because you've never even been to a con. Like, we went to Philadelphia years ago, because that's where I met Sebastian Stan, guys. Obviously. But I went to NYCC not last year, but the year before, for just a day. Obviously, I didn't do press, but you guys who are with us 2 years ago would have seen some of those videos. I got some cool stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's overwhelming as all heck. If I have to tell
SDCC
anybody
is so much bigger.
And NYCC is huge. So, like, just thinking about that, it is extremely overwhelming. I only went for a day, and I was like, dear God, I understand why people, like, spend their whole weekend and Thursday and Friday here, because, like, I can't. We didn't even get to explore half of it. We didn't go to any of the panels. We literally just went up because we were like, let's just go. And it's so much, but it's so much fun. I have to say, non-Marvel, like, podcasty related stuff that I'm looking forward to, I love the cosplays. Yes. I, to this day, have seen, I mean, NYCC was one of the coolest things because I loved seeing what people came out in.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, guys, if you follow me on my personal Instagram, I still have a picture of me with a Bucky cosplayer that is, like, very famous for being a Bucky cosplayer. I actually, like, realized I followed him on TikTok after the fact, and I realized that was him because he came back on my For You page, and I was like, no freaking way I met him, and I didn't even, like, process it, because I just was like, his cosplay is so good, and I was like, can I please get a picture? Meanwhile, I'm standing next to him in my, like, Party City Wanda. Like, whatever.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. But I can't wait to see the cosplays, because I mean, there was somebody there as Galactus when I went for NYCC.
That's crazy.
And I mean, like, massive, like, standing above all of us. Like, they must have been on stilts. Like, it was huge, literally. But even some of the, like, non-Marvel ones was so cool. Like, there were a lot of Star Wars ones, a lot of why am I blanking on it? We don't really anime. I was like, why am I not thinking of it? There's a lot of anime related cosplays, which I don't know much about it, but they all looked great. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing the people of San Diego, or the ones who traveled to San Diego, and what they bring, because I gotta say, it was cool in New York, so I can't imagine what they'll be doing for San Diego.
I know. I just think, I know there's been a lot of, like, talk about, like, toxic fandoms online recently, with, like, a lot of, like, book adaptation fandoms getting really weird and horrible towards the casts of things, which is disappointing. But on the opposite side of that, like, fandoms can be so much fun, and I'm excited to see just, like, one big building of hundreds of different fandoms just absolutely being their most extroverted and excited and enthusiastic selves. Like, that's the fun part of being a part of fandoms. Yeah. And I'm just excited to be in, like, that kind of positive atmosphere. And y'all, it's gonna be, I literally cannot wait. Like, I'm, like, counting down the days. It's gonna be so much fun.
It is. We're very much looking forward to it. And of course, along with us being there, I expect so much coverage. It's disgusting. Like, we will be posting, whatever we're allowed to, first off. Yeah. But we will be posting all over our socials. So make sure you guys are following along for the entirety of the, like, roughly 4 days that we will be there, because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot. And we want to share it with you guys as much as we can.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's everything, but this was our big announcement. So catch us in the next few weeks prepping and doing all of the things. We'll also be starting up our X-Men 97 Season 2 coverage next week, so it is a great time to be us and you and everyone in the fandom. Please make sure that you're following on your podcast platform of choice. You can also check out our website and or buy me a coffee if you're interested in supporting the show, both of which are linked in the show notes.
And as I mentioned, make sure you guys are following us on our socials to keep up with us at SDCC, but also to keep us up with us in general. Those are also linked in the show notes down below. And yes, to T's point, we are starting X-Men 97 Season 2. I've done that every time. I don't know why. No, X-Men 97 Season 2 coverage next week, and that's going to take us for a little bit. Mildly interrupted by Spider-Man Brand New Day. Don't know what I'm saying.
Brave New World, Brand New Day, all the same.
Can we please start naming things different? I just can't do it. I can't.
Hey, at least it's not the Homecoming trilogy.
I was going to say, like you who can still to this day cannot do the Homecoming trilogy. Either way, we will be having that coverage in the middle as well, but lots of great content coming your way, so make sure you guys are keeping up with us as Marvel just blew your mind, so let's talk about it.